Hey guys. Okay, I haven't done a video in a long time for Asking Aquarius, and somebody asked me a question and I figured it was a great time to do a video. Most of you guys know that I am in Panama City, Panama, which is a pretty nice place. It's a urban place though, very city-like. I'm in an area called it's called the Crab in English. Basically, it's downtown Panama City, Panama. Okay, so this is the question for Asking Aquarius. What did I notice from traveling? What have I noticed so far from traveling? So I'm going to tell you a little something. Okay. Now, the first thing that I've noticed from traveling is that Airbnb is your friend. Now, I know that I read some reports of people having problems with racism. A Chinese girl got kicked out on her keister. An African woman got kicked down the steps. I mean, some pretty bad things have happened. And what I've come to find, because I've used Airbnb in several different countries now, in America, Costa Rica, Panama, a few times in Costa Rica, and what I've come to find is that Airbnb is your friend. Now, this is the thing. Everybody doesn't like everybody. There are people who are racist. We all already know this. So if you're using Airbnb, you have to put a picture on your profile. Let people know who it is coming to their space. So if they are racist, which is against Airbnb's policy, so if you find this out, you can report them. But if they're racist, they know up front to say, nah, instead of letting you come and then going through some changes. And I have had people tell me that places were rented that I knew weren't rented. And I just kept it moving because I look at it like this. If you're racist, tell me up front, so you're not trying to kick me down the steps and end up getting kicked down the steps. Okay? So I'm fine with that. Tell me up front, nah, and I'm good. I move on. So that's the first thing. Put a picture on your profile. Let everybody know who and what it is, and y'all go from there. Number two, if you find out somebody's racist on Airbnb, report them. Report them. Airbnb don't play that. They will take them off of that site so fast their head is spin. Another thing, people have problems with Airbnb, check in and check out times. Check in on time, check out on time. Period. You know, the last time that girl that got kicked down the steps, that's why she got kicked down the steps. It was time for her to leave and she refused to leave. Now, he wasn't supposed to kick her down the steps. He was supposed to call the cops. But if she had left on time, I don't think that would have happened. If I have the facts straight, that's what happened. So he still was dead wrong for how he handled it, but she should have left on time. Typically with Airbnb, I had one situation where we checked in early and we checked out late in Puerto Rico, and it really didn't go over well. They don't like that, so just don't do it. You know, just get out when it's time for you to get out and move on. Okay, so Airbnb, it has been a friend to me. Next, what else have I learned from traveling? A lot of people I know, and this is very controversial, and I'm just going to spit it out. Black people don't travel, and you should. There's a whole big world out here. I never knew nothing about Panama. I didn't know anything about Costa Rica. I didn't know anything about anything. Get a passport, Google search, and go places. I know people that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I've done it myself, to go to Atlantic City, to go to Rehoboth Beach, to go to places like that. Don't do it. Get a passport, look for airline deals, and go someplace. One of the things I've noticed since me and Trez have been traveling around Latin America is that I ain't see no black people. I see a black person here and there. There are a lot of people of color here because obviously, you know, Panamanians are of color. Costa Ricans are of color too. But I don't see anybody from the States. I don't see, you know, African Americans. I don't see a lot of people like that. And I'm like, you know, you guys waste money to go to Atlantic City. You waste money to go to places that aren't really that nice. Now that I have been to places that are nice, I'm like, wow, there are places that are nice. So instead of spending, you know, $400 on hotels and in you know, Atlantic City, go someplace, get a passport, go places. I'll give you a perfect example. The last time I went someplace, I think The hotel might have been, let's say it was $100 a night. Let's say I was in AC, let's just say. So $100 a night, you stay there for a couple days, let's say $500-600 when it's all said, done, and over with. Let's say it cost you about $200 in gas and tolls, food stops along the way. Let's say you spent about, let's say you spent $800 on all of that. Okay, I got an Airbnb, and this was a moderately priced one. It cost me $300, and the $300 it cost me for 4 nights, 5 days and 4 nights, $300. Now that's a pretty good price. I've paid less, and I paid a little bit more. Then on top of that $300, airfare cost us $200. So for $500, I got all of that. Whereas I would have went to AC and spent about $8, and it wouldn't have been anywhere near as nice. For my $500, I got a beautiful Airbnb. I got a pretty decent air flight on Copa Airlines. It was pretty cool. But all airlines offer deals. All you have to do is sign up for the deals. There's something called Airfare Watchdog that I use. I also use cheapoair.com. So just look for stuff that's, inexpensive and book during those times. So yeah, I think black people need to travel. I think you need to go further than Atlantic City. Go further than Myrtle Beach. Go further than Las Vegas. Go to Panama. Go to Costa Rica. Go to Amsterdam. My next trip, I want to go to Thailand. Go places. Black people go places. Everybody is not as violent as they are in the United States towards people of color. As a matter of fact, I've had no problems at all. The only problem I had was with a cab driver trying to cheat me, and they do that to anybody they think has money of any color. So it is what it is. I gave him the look, like, and he got it together very quickly. Okay, the third thing I've noticed, I love Latin America. That is the third thing that I've noticed. I don't know what it is, because I don't have any Latin in my family, I don't think. I do have some Native American and some Latin people, or some Spanish people. I don't know the difference between Latin and Spanish. All I know is that I'm in Latin America, so I'm going with that term. I got to learn those terms if I'm going to be around these wonderful people. But I know that people in Latin America have indigenous blood from Native Americans. And my family has Native American blood, so maybe there's a connection that far back. I don't know, but Latin America does it for me. And I think a lot of black people will like Latin America. I think a lot of people, period, but black people, I think, will. Latin America is fun. Latin Americans know how to party. Latin Americans are lively. It depends on where you go. The Panamanians are really loud. They're loud and fun and colorful people. I've had a great time here. Costa Ricans are quieter. They have a good time too, actually, but they're more reserved, I would say. So you go to, like I said, go to places like that and get to know other kinds of people. So the money that you're spending and getting treated with sub-service in some cases, or in some cases good service, it depends on where you go, but the money that you're spending in Myrtle Beach, the money that you're spending in Atlantic City, the money you're spending in Rehoboth Beach, you could be spending in Panama and getting more for your buck. And in some cases, spending less money. I spent less money and got more for my buck. So Latin America is hot in more than ways than one. Caliente, calor, in more ways than one. You don't have to be able to speak Spanish. I speak a little bit of Spanish. I got a Spanish to English dictionary in my bag, and I have Google Translate on my phone. I have studied Spanish. I do study Spanish, and I know a couple things here and there, but even if you can't, I would say learn some phrases like buenos dias, good morning, buenos noches, good night. Learn some phrases, learn how to say baño, where's the bathroom? Donde es baño? Where is the bathroom? My Spanish is horrible, and they're okay with that. They help you out with it. We use pictures, we use hand signs, we use body language, we get it together. So don't feel like, oh, I don't speak Spanish, so I can't go to Panama. I don't speak great Spanish either, and I'm right here chilling in Panama. Likewise, a lot of people in these parts of the world speak English. because there's a lot of tourism. So they speak English, but they have to talk to us gringos all the time. So a lot of them speak English. Some of them have a English person on staff, things along those lines. So they'll help you out. So just like I said, don't let the language barrier be a problem. Another thing I'll tell you is that the food is incredible. Try the local food. They always have English food. There's KFC here. There's I think I saw a Ruby Tuesday. I've seen Smash Burger. Trez loves Smash Burger. There's all kind of places here that you can eat American food, pizza, things like that. Okay, fine and well. Stay away from that crap. Go to the Panamanian restaurants. Go to the Costa Rican restaurants. They call them sodas in Costa Rica. Go to the little mom and pop side corner restaurants, because that's where you're going to get the least expensive and the best meal. Try the local cuisine. Today I'm gonna go out and try coconut rice. I think they call it arroz con coca or arroz de coca, I think it might be. Go try the cuisine. You know, don't just eat the American food. And lastly, I'm going to tell you, in a lot of these countries that I've been to, they make a really good drink out of a coconut. I love coconuts. And the coconut water is good for your digestive system. And if you go places, do try the coconut. Some of them will put the pina colada in the coconut. So, Travel Advisor is your friend. Google is your best friend. And that's pretty much it. So, that's what I've noticed about traveling these last couple of months. Trez and I are going home tomorrow to Costa Rica. And we'll be traveling again in a couple of months. We'll save up our money and find someplace else we want to try that we've never been to before. So join us. Please join us. Please join us in traveling this world. One of the things I promised myself when my friend Farah died was that I would do the things I wanted to do. And one of the things I've always wanted to do was see the world. So if you're black, if you're white, whatever, see the world. I'm talking specifically to black people because I see white people. I see white people enjoying all of this. They having a good time, okay? White people is down here. White people are all over it. White people know the secret. White people know that you can come to places like this and spend a moderate amount of money and have a better time. So I'm telling you, black people, people of color, my people, it's time. It's time. Allow yourself to see the world. Allow yourself to go places. So that is what I have learned from traveling. I have learned from traveling that there are lots of flight deals. There are lots of places to go. Like I said, with Airbnb. The place I'm in right now is not the Airbnb, because you guys know my Airbnb had a problem with the electricity. And the gentleman put us up in this hotel. It's called the Ria Nande Granada Urban Hotel. So one of the things that happens is that when something goes wrong with Airbnb, like if something happens at the apartment or the house you're renting, they have to accommodate you. So when the electricity blew, he came and brought us to a beautiful 4-star hotel that's ran by one of his friends. And I found out from talking to him and from looking online that the rooms are very affordable. The room here is $50 or $60 a night in Panama. So if you stay for a couple days, it's only like a couple $100, you know. Whereas you would go to AC, and I know I spent way more than that when I stayed in AC. I think I spent like $200 a night or something like that. And I've been to AC, I've been to Rehoboth Beach, I've been to a number of places in America. I've been to Baltimore, I've been to a number of places. So go online, order yourself a passport. Passports are not that expensive in a big scheme of things. You spend more money you waste more money than that in a week. It's like $100 or something. You waste more money than that. So get a passport, check out some flight deals, grab you an Airbnb, check out some hotel prices, and go someplace. The next time it's time for you and your family, or for you and your lover to go somewhere, go somewhere. Don't just go to AC. Don't just go to Ocean City, Maryland again. You've been every year. Don't go again. Go someplace else. So that's my segment of Ask an Aquarius. This Aquarius tells you travel. Now, I have a Sagittarius moon, so I do have a wanderlust. That is very true of me. But even if you don't have a Sag moon, even if you don't have a wanderlust, it's good for you to go visit places that you want to go. Almost anywhere in the world that is at peace is a good spot to go to. And don't think that Latin America, somebody said to me, is Latin America dangerous? Latin America is no more dangerous than Philadelphia. Real stuff. Because I'm going to tell you, I have not seen a fight. I have not seen an argument. Anytime I got into a conversation with somebody that it didn't go properly, it was never, a big blow up. I would not say that. Now, I know that there are places where, like, for instance, I heard about somebody telling me Americans getting murdered in Mexico or something like that. I know there are horror stories, and I know that there are some places that are safer than others. But that's when you take your time and research. Where I'm at right now is one of the safest places in the world in Panama. Even online, when you Google it, you Google the Crab, the neighborhood called the Crab. Even when you Google it, it says it's one of the safest places in the world. Look and see. Stay in safe places. I know people that go to the hood, though. I know a guy that told me he's been to every hood in Latin America, and he said not one of them was any worse than what he's seen in North Philly. So don't let that deter you. Somebody told me, oh, you're going to San Jose, Costa Rica. This first time I went to Costa Rica. And somebody said, oh, you're going to San Jose, Costa Rica. Aren't you scared? Scared of what? I walked through West Philadelphia at night. What am I scared of? What am I scared of? Come on now. So don't sit there and let people deter you in that capacity either with their fear. Don't be scared. Be smart. You're street smart. Be street smart. Go places. Research what is safe. Keep your money in your bag. Like I have this bag here. I bought this bag in Costa Rica. My money, everything sits in this bag right over me. If anybody going to try to rob me, you going to come at me. I dare you. So we're going face to face. We're going to have to work that out. Now, if I have this on my side or on my back, they can bump me. They can steal my money. They can do whatever. But with this right in front of me, I'm good. I done walked around with this bag for months and haven't had not one problem. When I was in San Jose, some man came up behind me. I had a different bag. And he came up behind me, and my bag was on my arm. And I peeped him, and I took the bag and turned it in front of me. And after that situation, I learned, keep your bag in front of you. So it's just all about being street smart. The same way you would be street smart in the hood. The same way you would be street smart in, Center City. I've seen people get pickpocketed in Center City, Philadelphia. So you just have to be smart. So anyway, I'll wrap up this video by telling you guys that's what the Aquarius says. Ask the Aquarius says travel. Deuces.